Welcome back to the English Talk podcast, where we help you master real-life English conversations. Mia, I know you had quite a productive morning. How does organizing your space set the tone for your week?
Having a clean, organized home actually boosts my motivation and reduces stress. Studies show that visual clutter can increase anxiety, so tidying up is like a mental reset for me. It definitely energizes me for the week ahead.
That makes so much sense. I find that when my environment is clutter-free, I can focus better on my goals. Speaking of focus, we want to thank our listeners for their ongoing support and feedback. It truly helps us improve.
Absolutely, Max. Our community has been amazing with their comments and suggestions. For anyone tuning in for the first time, welcome. We're excited to have you join our journey of learning practical English.
Let's dive into today's episode. We're exploring two common real-life situations: a traffic stop and a payment issue at a coffee shop. These scenarios might seem routine, but they're rich with useful language and cultural insights.
Exactly, Max. By breaking down these conversations, we'll show listeners not just what to say, but how to handle stress and resolve problems politely. Plus, we'll cover key vocabulary and phrases that come up in both situations.
That's right. Whether you're new to English or looking to refine your skills, practicing these scenarios will prepare you for unexpected moments. So, grab your notebook and let's get started with some essential words. Our first focus is on traffic stops. Mia, can you explain the term violation in a way that's easy to remember?
Sure. Think of a violation as breaking an agreed rule like crossing a red light. It's not just about speed limits, even parking in the wrong spot counts. Violations usually lead to consequences, like fines or warnings.
Great point. Next is license your official permission to do something, like drive. Without a valid license, you're not legally allowed behind the wheel, similar to how you need a ticket to board a train.
And don't forget registration. That's the document proving you own your car and it meets safety requirements. If your registration expires, it's like using an expired passport. Authorities can fine you for it.
Let's clarify patrol. When officers patrol, they're actively monitoring areas to keep everyone safe. Imagine a lifeguard scanning the beach for trouble. It's about prevention, not just reaction.
Exactly. And cooperate means working together to solve a problem. For example, if an officer asks for documents, cooperating by responding calmly helps resolve the situation quickly. It's teamwork between citizens and authorities.
That's a useful analogy. Cooperation can turn tense encounters into smooth, respectful exchanges, which is what we'll see in our upcoming traffic stop conversation. In our first scenario, a citizen is stopped for speeding and has an expired registration. Mia, what stands out to you about how both sides communicate?
Both the officer and the driver use polite, clear language. The officer explains each step, like why the stop happened and what documents are needed. The driver admits his mistake, which diffuses tension and builds trust.
It's interesting how the officer uses phrases like, "I appreciate your cooperation," and softens bad news with "unfortunately." This keeps the interaction professional rather than confrontational.
Exactly. Plus, the officer educates the driver on why registration matters, linking it to public safety. This goes beyond enforcing rule sets about fostering understanding and compliance.
When it comes to citations, what options does the driver have? Can you break down the process, Mia?
Sure, the driver receives 2 tickets zone for speeding, 1 for expired registration. For registration, updating it quickly and bringing proof to court can lead to dismissal, almost like fixing a homework mistake after feedback.
I like that analogy. For the speeding ticket, the driver can pay the fine, contest it in court, or sometimes take a defensive driving course, which can reduce penalties and help improve driving habits.
Exactly. Defensive driving courses aren't just punishments, they're educational tools. Research shows drivers who complete them are less likely to reoffend, similar to how training courses at work can boost performance.
Let's discuss why effective communication during a traffic stop is so important. How does attitude influence outcomes?
A respectful, honest attitude encourages officers to be patient and informative. The driver's willingness to accept responsibility turns a potentially hostile interaction into a learning experience, which is crucial in any stressful situation.
That's right. Asking clarifying questions and maintaining politeness using please and thank you shows engagement and respect. It's a strategy that works whether you're in a classroom or talking with police. Now that we've unpacked the traffic stop, let's shift gears to a more everyday scenario coffee shop payment issue. Mia, why do you think this is such a relatable experience?
Payment problems are universal. Almost everyone has experienced a declined card or technical glitch. These situations test our problem solving and communication skills in public, often when we're already in a hurry or embarrassed.
Exactly. And just like with traffic stops, the right language and attitude can turn things around. Let's go over some vocabulary you'll need for this scenario. First is decline when a payment method is rejected. This can happen due to insufficient funds, a technical error, or even a worn-out card chip. It's like a computer saying access denied.
Next is transaction, which refers to the process of exchanging money for goods or services. Every time you make a purchase, you complete a transaction, whether it's in cash, by card, or using mobile apps.
An alternative means having a backup plan. If one payment method fails, you should be ready with another, like switching from a debit card to mobile pay or even asking to pay later in special cases. In our coffee shop conversation, the barista calmly suggests alternatives when the customer's card is declined. Mia, how does her approach help resolve the problem?
She reassures the customer, offers technical explanations, and suggests multiple solutions trying the card again, using cash or switching to mobile payments. This step-by-step troubleshooting builds trust and reduces embarrassment.
It's also notable how she normalizes the issue, saying, "These things happen more often than you think." That empathy shifts the focus from blame to collaboration, making the customer feel supported.
Exactly. By saying, "We'll figure this out together," she frames the situation as a team effort, which studies show increases customer satisfaction and loyalty.
When asked about store policies for failed payments, the barista explains flexible solutions like calling a friend, using the ATM, or letting regulars pay later. Why is this flexibility important, Mia?
It shows the business prioritizes relationships over rigid rules. Research in customer service indicates that accommodating genuine mistakes improves brand reputation and encourages repeat business. People remember empathy more than inconvenience.
And as we saw, the customer appreciates this approach, even mentioning online reviews. Positive word of mouth can be more valuable than any advertisement for a small business.
Absolutely. The barista also turns a challenging moment into a learning opportunity, encouraging the customer to use mobile payments confidently next time. That's customer service at its best.
To wrap up, Mia, what's the biggest takeaway for English learners from today's episode?
Stay calm, be polite, and focus on solutions. Whether dealing with law enforcement or payment issues, clear communication and a positive mindset turn problems into learning opportunities.
And remember, practicing these conversations ahead of time builds confidence. The vocabulary and phrases we discussed will help you navigate real-world challenges with grace and effectiveness.
We encourage our listeners to share their own stories with Use Very Conversation is a chance to grow. English isn't just about grammar. It's about connecting, problem solving, and building relationships.
Well said, Mia. Until next time, keep practicing, and remember, English opens the door to new opportunities every day.